Um, you know, number one team in the Big 12. Houston's a really good team. I feel like first half we just didn't come out ready to guard them and what they brought to the game, and they kind of just got up big on us, and it was just a big hole that we tried to dig ourselves out of, but it was just too late for that.
What do they do so much better than everybody else? What do you see how much better they are
I think they just like connected. They know where their guys gonna be. They all got good chemistry, so they all feed off each other and they just get a lot of rebounds. It's hard to beat a team that dominates the glass like they do. So they did that well.
What do you guys such a good defense? What was kind of your plan coming into tonight, trying to break them down on the sort
We knew there was gonna be pressure a lot. Kind of just soften them up by doing different back screens, cuts, stuff like that, going towards the basket. When you're going against an aggressive team, you got to match their aggressiveness, and that's kind of what the mentality was for us.
Coach talked about your efficiency over the last couple games. Have you felt pressure to kind of put the team on your back these last few games?
I don't feel no pressure at all about anything in basketball.
What's this been like when you had a good game statistically, at least tonight, and Bobby's giving you a lot of credit for how you played throughout the season, but that's come during just a bad stretch for the team. What's that felt like?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's tough because, I'm in a position where I wanted to, turn myself up a little more, play more aggressive, and I felt like I'd done a good job of that. And right now, guys, just when you lose a couple games, your confidence goes down a little bit. And I think guys right now, confidence is low, but I think once we get a win under our belt, we can kind of just ease into like what's going on and really get back to, the team we were.
Some of the technical fouls and things, like, is that just guys that just want to win and are so unhappy with how things have been going recently?
Of course, a lot of it just comes from passion, wanting to win, and I think a lot of it also comes from we know our team, we know what we're capable of, and when we like you start losing the game a little bit, it starts getting out of control. We can sometimes lose our emotions. So I think we just seen that over the past couple of games, and we got to do a better job of just being more composed and staying poised in a lot of situations.
So you guys have lost 7 straight games at home. Is that struggles at home? Is that leading to the frustration a little bit more than just a road loss or a neutral court loss?
Yeah, I mean, this home court, everyone expects to win at home. You're supposed to win at home, man. We've given up a lot of games where it's come down to 2, 3, 4, 5 points, and those are the ones that hurt the most. It's not like you're down 20 and it's like, the ones where we're like right there and we don't win this, it definitely hurts the morale of the team. And so when we giving up games at home like that, it lingers a little bit more than when you lose on the road.
Does Dad give you any feedback or advice about just being a point guard, being a leader, how to handle situations like a team being in a funk? Or
Nah, I'm kind of develop, my own type of style, my type of flair, and trying to figure out what I need to do to get my team a win.
is there anybody else that you lean on for their advice or thoughts in such situations?
Nah, nobody besides the people in the locker room. I'm here with the team all the time, trying to figure out different ways we could try to do something to win or tweak this thing to win. So, all the guys in the locker room, that's who I lean on.
As a guy who's kind of been around for a while playing the game, how do you help a guy like Alston who's kind of been struggling towards the season kind of get back into it?
He just got to, as a freshman, it gets hard, especially when, you see us losing and then your shot might not be falling. I think for Josan, he just has to find a different way to bring something else to the game. And once that happens, then it's going to take the pressure off of, I got to make this shot. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes, and I was the same way, if I didn't make a shot, I put a little more pressure on myself to make the next shot. And I think he's just kind of at that phase. So if he, figures out, hey, if I start off with a couple of rebounds or a steal, this could get me going, and then my shot's going to come, and it's going to be a little bit easier.
Do you feel like the team is playing with a sense of urgency or desperation as the losses kind of mount?
Honestly, tonight I thought the first half we did not. And I thought at stretches of the game we did it. And then a little bit of the second half we did a little bit, but it was a little bit too late for that. But in the majority of the games we have, and again it goes back to losing games where we lost by 2, and it's so draining because we put so much energy and effort into it, and so we just got to figure out a way to just finish games better too.
You mentioned Houston's connectivity. Are there any ways for you guys to build up more connectivity for this group over the last 5 or 6 games?
It's definitely hard, especially over the last couple of games right here, but I always say it starts with one. As long as we can get, one game to where we could just relieve the pressure out for a little bit, that can just have guys get a little more comfortable and trust in each other a lot more. So I just think it takes a win. And, the Big 12, they're not going to give nobody a win. So we just got to come prepared and come ready to go.
Coach was talking about how obviously tonight with Houston, offensively they want to control the tempo and slow it down. Is that kind of a point of frustration a little bit for you guys? Because sometimes you're able to kind of get out and run a little bit, but the fact that they were controlling that under the court.
Wasn't really frustrating. I think the defensive part for us, we was just really lackluster. And then, second chance points was hurting us, and they was getting a lot of points off turnovers. So, stuff like that, when you're going against a team like that, you can't make too many mistakes. And, we've seen different calibers of teams where, they're top 10 in the country to whatever the case may be. But a team like that, you can't really make that many mistakes to try to win a game.
It seemed like in the first half they were really kind of collapsing on the picks and really doubling the ball handler. How do you deal with that? And have you seen coverage like that this year?
Yeah, I feel like I done seen every coverage possible in my college career. So, you just got to play a game with them. They play a game with you. They win the hard heads, trap it sometimes. Sometimes you split it. Sometimes you probe. You just got to mix it up. You can never be predictable. So, yeah.
Very good. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, guys.
It's Alston.
Yep.
Good game.
Thank you.